Hi guys, it's Steph here from the Novelty Corner. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. Today I'm going to be sharing bookshelves 11 and 12, which are my Star Wars shelves with you. And I am very excited to do so. For those of you who have been following along with my bookshelf tours, I've been doing 1 or 2 shelves at a time and uploading them separately so I can talk about the books in a little bit more depth. This one is going to be a little bit tricky because there are so many books. So what I'll probably be doing is just showing the covers for these. And if you have any particular questions about any of the books, you can leave them in the comments down below. I have a collection of new series Star Wars books plus the old Legacy series, I think it's now called. What I'm going to show you is about 3/5 of my collection. Some of them have already been put into storage. So I've just kept out the ones that I truly love. I will cut to an overview of the 2 shelves and then we'll cut back to me and I will show you the books that I'm currently surrounded by on my bed. Today we're looking at bookshelves 11 and 12. So if I zoom back a little bit, you can actually see the entire shelf. So these are my Star Wars shelves, which have a collection of the original Star Wars book titles and some of the newer ones since they were, rebooted. So that's bookshelf 11, and then bookshelf 12 is down here. Now, I do have more Star Wars books than these. Some of them are in storage, and this is probably maybe 3/5 of my Star Wars collection. There is a lot that I have put away. And on this shelf, I have some extra little goodies. I have a couple of Pop Funkos, so I have Jyn Erso. I have some Nerdy Post art that I've collected over the years, some Star Wars themed jewelry. My favorite coaster is the one that says "That's No Moon." I never use it as an actual coaster, I just use it as decoration. I actually made that little Jawa, and so I've kept it for many, many years. And then down here, we have some more Pop Funkos. These are my Rebel pilots. There is Wedge, Porkins and Biggs, and then there's also Wedge in a snowspeeder because Wedge Antilles is one of my favorite characters. And I have no idea how I'm going to pull all of these off and show you, but we'll figure out a way to do it. So now that you've seen the shelf overview, I'm going to show you the covers of all the books. Quite a few books are going to be books from the Legacy series, so the old Star Wars books before Disney took over. In no particular order, but where there are series, I am trying to sort of keep them in order, but they're not actually in chronological order on my shelves, so sorry. There is Outbound Flight by Timothy Zahn, I, Jedi by Matthew Stackpole, the X-Wing Rogue Squadron and X-Wing Wraith Squadron books, Rogue Squadron, Wedge's Gamble, Krytos Trap, The Back to War, Wraith Squadron, Solo Command, Iron Fist, Izard's Revenge, and Starfighters of Adamar. Then there is Allegiance by Timothy Zahn, the original Thrawn trilogy, Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command. The Legacy of the Force series, Betrayal, Bloodlines, Tempest, Exile, Sacrifice, Inferno, Fury, Revelation, and Invincible. I also have the bind-up of the Thrawn trilogy, which is a chunker of a graphic novel series. I also have Star Wars Union and Star Wars X-Wing Masquerade. I do have more of the X-Wing graphic novel series. Hold on, I'll grab them. There is the Star Wars Omnibus X-Wing Rogue Squadron Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. Those are comic bind-ups, not graphic novels. I don't have too many of the Star Wars comics, but those are the ones that I did collect. I think I'm going to keep going with some of the books from the Legacy series. Oh, there is another Star Wars X-Wing book. It is Star Wars X-Wing Mercy Kill. I always forget about this one because this one was published much later. And I also have Star Wars Choices of One by Timothy Zahn. Some of the books from the newer series on that first shelf include Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. This was more of a young adult Star Wars book, but it was really good. There is also Star Wars from a Certain Point of View, which is an anthology bind-up of 40 short stories celebrating 40 years since the release of Star Wars Episode 4. I have tabbed this one up, and this is also a book that I listened to on audio. The audio was fantastic for it. Also a book that I have annotated, like physically annotated in pen inside it. I don't do that often with books, but I love the first Star Wars film, so I did it because it made me happy. There is Star Wars Bloodline by Claudia Gray. This follows Leia post-film 6, and Star Wars Catalyst, which is pre-Rogue One, which I can then follow up with Star Wars Rogue One, the film tie-in by Alexander Freed. Then we have the new Thrawn series. So there is Star Wars Thrawn by Timothy Zahn. If you can't tell, I really like the Thrawn books. Thrawn Alliances, which is Thrawn and Darth Vader story, and then Star Wars Thrawn Treason. I also have 2 of Carrie Fisher's books, Wishful Drinking, which is fantastic, and I actually got to see her one-woman show when she was out in Australia many years ago, and also The Princess Diarist, which I didn't enjoy as much as Wishful Drinking, but was still an interesting look at what happened during the filming of Star Wars from her perspective. And then I have some random Star Wars universe books. I have the Star Wars Blueprints Rebel Edition, which has a lot of pull-out maps and schematics and blueprints of all sorts of things. They end up massive. I'm not going to pull them out now. I have Star Wars, The New Essential Guide to Vehicles and Vessels, because I am that crazy person who likes all the Star Wars ships. And also the Star Wars costumes from the original trilogy. This is a coffee table book that I bought and it's absolutely stunning. And then possibly one of the geekiest books I own is this thing, which I wonder if it still works. It's gonna fall out. This is the Jedi Path. So it's like a journal of how to become a Jedi, and it has all sorts of little bits and pieces hiding in there, like metal coins, patches. I actually haven't looked through this in a really long time. Maybe this is something I should read in the new year and do a little video on it. All right, that's the first shelf, so let's get the books from the second shelf. This little tin is actually DVDs from the original trilogy, but it came in a really cool Darth Vader tin, so I bought it. That's not actually a book. I have 4 more books from the newer Star Wars book series. So there's Star Wars Resistance Reborn by Rebecca Roanhorse, which is a book in the lead up to, which one? The Rise of Skywalker. Then I have the Star Wars Aftermath series by Chuck Wendig. So there is Aftermath, Aftermath Life Debt, and Aftermath Empire's End. There is also a guide to the Star Wars universe. This one is the 3rd edition by Bill Slavicsek. And then I have the rest of my Legacy era books. So there is Vector Prime by R.A. Salvatore, Dark Tide 1 Onslaught, and Dark Tide 2 Ruin, both by Michael A. Stackpole, Agents of Chaos 1 Hero's Trial, and Agents of Chaos 2 Jedi Eclipse, both by James Luceno, Balance Point by Kathy Tears, Edge of Victory 1 Conquest, and Edge of Victory 2 Rebirth, both by Greg Keyes, Enemy Lines 1 Rebel Dream, and Enemy Lines 2 Rebel Stand, both by Aaron Alston. So that's it for the New Jedi Order. Then I have the Dark Nest trilogy, which is The Joiner King, The Unseen Queen, and The Swarm War, all by Troy Denning. I found some more books that don't fit into that series. So there is Children of the Jedi by Barbara Hambly, and also the Corellian trilogy, which includes Ambush at Corellia, Assault at Salonia, and Showdown at Centerpoint. And then finally, this monster of a series, which is Fate of the Jedi. So this is a 9-book series that was written by Aaron Alston, Christy Golden, and Troy Denning. So they alternated books every 3 books. So the first one is Outcast, Omen, Abyss, Backlash, Allies, Vortex, Conviction, Ascension, and Apocalypse. And these are probably some of my favorite covers in the Star Wars book series because I really love them. So that was everything on my Star Wars shelves. Who knows how long this video is going to be. Hopefully you got yourself a cup of tea and you got comfy. My booktuber shout out for today is Beck from Beckle Books, who is just amazing. She is another Australian booktuber. She primarily reads fantasy and some urban fantasy, and she does some really great reading vlogs where she talks about what she's been reading over the course of the week. But then she also does some really great in-depth author backlist videos as well. She's done some really great primers on different authors. So she's definitely someone worth checking out. I will leave her link down below so you can go and follow her. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.